What is up, Watch fam? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to this week's episode of In the Middle. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and I'm going to sit down and crank out some preparation for this week and talk to you guys about 3 of the 6 newest additions into the Watch Shop at theoandharris.com. So let's get into it. First, something from a very funky and underrated brand, Bulova. This vintage Day Date automatic model is cased in a substantial hunk of steel, very unlike what we're used to seeing in the vintage world. But while its beveled case is definitely something to be admired, it doesn't steal the show here. It's those incredible, actually very patriotic colors that do so. The hands and matching indices are absolutely brilliant, bright red and Captain America blue. This vintage Bulova has a whole lot of funk. And now something much more classic, a vintage Omega Constellation in a steel cushion case powered by the 564 caliber. This ultra-accurate 60s Omega is not only all original, but its condition is remarkable. Its silver dial is immaculate, its black hands are untouched, and the automatic winding movement within is just flawless. These vintage Constellations are some of the most underrated watches in the vintage market, I can tell you that, and every time I get my hands on one, I'm just blown away. And now something quite similar to the watches that made me fall in love with watches. A vintage Rolex Date, reference 1500 with a silver dial, razor sharp steel oyster case, and smooth bezel. It doesn't have too many design elements, not that much is going on here, but it's a perfect example of the beauty in well-executed simplicity. You don't need 1,000 bells and whistles to grab the attention of the world, and Rolex has proved that. And watches like this are a constant reminder. So that's it. 3 of this week's 6 new additions to the Watch Shop at theoandharris.com. I highly recommend you head on over and check the rest out.